Hi, and welcome to 24 Wheelers. My name is Chad, and today we're talking about my top 10 customizations and accessories for your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle. Before we get started, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that like button to stay up to date about new content related to Harley Davidson motorcycles, Jeeps, and also gear. My top 10 mods, by the way, are in no particular order, and I've also added some links in the description box below just in case you want to check them out. So, let's get started. The first item I'm going to list here is suspension. I'm told that the 24-year model year bikes come stock with much improved suspension, but if you have a model year prior to 2024, this can be a significant upgrade. The touring bikes in the rear really only have one true shock. I don't recall which side it's on. I want to say it's on the left side, but the other one is basically just a spring. I went with the Legend Revos in the back. For the front, I'm still running stock suspension for the most part. I have the Arlen Ness Hot Legs chrome forks, and these have been packed with a heavier weight grease, which significantly improves ride quality. Hey, if you're going to be putting thousands of miles on your touring bike, a suspension upgrade is a great idea. Second is handlebars. I probably see more bikes, touring models or otherwise, with aftermarket bars on them than I do those with stock bars, so that tells you something. Handlebars can be a huge add in the way of whatever overall look you're going for on your motorcycle, but you also have the opportunity to improve ride comfort, depending on which way you go. I picked up these bars off a friend of mine, so I got a really great deal on them. They are from a brand called Chubby's, and I believe they're the 12.5-inch classic Bagger Apes. These bars not only raised my hands on the grip, but they also put me in a wider arm stance, which was sort of awkward at first, but after a few miles, it definitely improved the overall feel of the bike. The third mod I'm going to mention is heated grips. So my bike is the Ultra Limited, so this bike actually came with heated grips, although I upgraded mine to the Kahuna collection, which also matches all my foot controls. And I did this mostly for aesthetics. But if you have another touring model and don't have heated grips, I highly recommend switching over. They really do make a huge difference when you're riding in the cooler months. Pro tip, by the way, go ahead and change out your bars and grips at the same time because the bars will need to come off in order to change the grips anyway, as you'll need to run those wires through the inside of the bars. Okay, fourth is upgrading the windshield. I went with the Clockworks 8.5-inch dark smoke. That's the branded model. This is another part I bought off a buddy of mine, and had I bought a new one, I would have gone for the lighter tint. However, that would have been a mistake. I've grown to appreciate this one, honestly, because of the look with it. I think it pairs very nicely with the black paint, and it doesn't obstruct my vision whatsoever. Now, I have heard people complain about the recurve type windshields, or what Clockworks calls the flare, and that it blurs vision when looking through the windshield. But I don't look through the windshield anyway, at least most of the time. I was taught to look above the windshield, and choosing the right height of the windshield enables you to do just that. This one is really perfect for me, so depending on your needs, based on your body type and your riding style and preference, and of course, your mileage may vary. The fifth item on my list is highway pegs. Honestly, these are such a no-brainer and even necessity that I'm not sure why the motor company doesn't just make these standard equipment anyway, at least for the Ultra Limited models. If you're putting on long miles, having the ability to stretch out and reposition your legs while on the road is a nice benefit. Play around with the positioning of the highway pegs until you get them dialed in for you, and then just go. You won't regret it. The sixth mod on my list is the phone mount. Now I'm running the Rockform system on both my bike and also on my Jeep, which requires the Rockform case, and that's the only downside unless you just really love the case, in which case that's not a downside at all. Probably saying the word case too many times there, but whatever. Me personally, I don't love the case. It's just a little robust for my liking, but I also don't mind it. All that being said, I use my phone for maps and for music, and this puts all of that right at my fingertips. I'm also using their vibration dampener, and not only does this reduce vibrations, as the name suggests, but it also locks in the phone so you don't have to worry about it jumping off the handlebars when you're cruising down the highway. Seventh is tour pack organization. I have two items that I've added to my bike in this category, and the first one attaches to the top of your tour pack lid. I keep things like gloves, neck gaiters, my tire pressure gauge, that sort of thing in this one. And then more recently, I added the tour pack wall organizer. This little guy attaches to the fitted lining that may or may not come with your bike. It did come on mine. I'm using these pockets to store things like my tools, my Sena headset, eyeglass cleaner, or other items that just need to stay on the bike. Number 8 is lights. Starting from the front, and the most recent addition I've made to my bike is the Kuryakin lower fairing lights. These also replace the original grille inserts, and I believe they only fit on the touring models that come with the lower fairing. If you've added the lower fairing to a Street Glide, let's say, that may or may not work. You'll have to check on that. These are run-in turn lamps, so they switch to amber when you trigger the turn lamps, as do the Harley Davidson LED turn signal inserts. There's a few different brands out there offering these. I just went with the Harley brand, and I've been happy with them. Coming around to the back, I still have a little work to do back here, but I've started with the Custom Dynamics Pro Beams fillers lights. These are also run in turn, as are the Custom Dynamics low profile sequential saddlebag lights. I still have the original taillights on the fender and on the tour pack, and I do plan to upgrade those at some point in the future. Number 9 is pipes. I'm on record of saying that a Harley Davidson with stock pipes sounds like a lawnmower. Whether slip-ons or a full exhaust system, you gotta upgrade your exhaust. I went with the D&D 2-in-1 billet cats. Now, the look and more importantly, the sound of pipes is a flavor kind of thing. Everybody has their preference. Find yours and do it. For me, I went on a trip down to Big Bend National Park from the DFW area in North Texas and rode behind a buddy who had recently added these same pipes to his Street Glide, so I had about 15 hours to investigate that sound. I ordered my pipes a few days later. I was not originally a fan of the 2-in-1 look on a bagger, but to be honest, I've grown to maybe like, or at least not let it bother me. Do me a favor and drop your thoughts on the 2-in-1 style into the comments section. Do you like the look? Do you hate it? Does it not matter? I'd love to hear about it. All right, my 10th pick for your most common mods for your motorcycle is the seat. They say you spend a significant portion of your life in a bed sleeping, so don't skip on when you go to buy one of those. The same is true for your motorcycle. Actually, you pretty much spend all of your time in your seat when riding, I guess unless you're a stunt rider or something like that. So the seat I bought looks an awful lot like a stock seat, and honestly, it might be. It's a slightly shorter version of the seat the Ultra Limited comes with, and because I'm a bit vertically challenged, it just allows me to sit flat-footed on the ground when on my bike. Still, this seat is rather comfortable, both for me and for my wife when she rides with me. I do plan to get another seat option at some point in the future, but I'm still weighing my options on that one. If you have a recommendation, please let me know in the comments. All right, those are my top 10 mods for your Harley Davidson touring motorcycle. I want to hear from you. What have you done to your bike? Did I miss something from the list? Is there something from the list that made a significant impact on your riding experience? Let me know. Hey, if you liked the video and you're enjoying this content, please give me a like. I'd really appreciate it. And remember, whether on the trail or on the road, I'll see you out there.